Ready, guys? Here we go. Sometimes I feel down and blue. Sing it loud, guys. And maybe you do too. Push your arms through that therapy. And I learned to grow respectfully. Chorus 3 times, ready? Miracles happen every day. I'm so glad we gave way.
A lot of our clients are very functional. They can hold jobs, they can contribute to community and to society in great ways. These are people, and when it comes down to it, many people may know what it's like to have someone with a mental illness in their family. They may have experienced short-term symptoms of mental illness at times, and it's just simply not right to have a society which says, okay, if you have a mental illness, you're going to be locked up and just forgotten about, and it's no way to live. No one would want to live that way.
In the 70s, people were returning to the community. They were being given drugs, but they had to be somebody to make sure they continued taking their medications. And there had to be follow-up, and there was no follow-up except visiting nurses. And they ladies were not trained, and they knew they were not trained.
This lack of care was the driving force behind the April 1970 founding of the Westbrook Mental Health Daycare Center in the town's First Congregational Church.
We let the visiting nurses know that we now had a facility that would help people when they returned. And then we had some volunteers. And we played bridge for about 3 months. And we had just nice social times. And then we naturally got a little bit more sophisticated. But our success was the fact that we were getting people to come to us. That was what our success was. And we realized we needed a daycare center for people to come that had come home from the hospital and were put back in a home situation. But we also needed care for people who hadn't been hospitalized and counseling.
As needs became evident and demand grew, so did offerings, from re-socialization meetings to individual and family counseling, along with educational programs and aftercare. Staff size grew and space became an issue. The center was forced to move to St. John's Parish House in Essex, where in July 1976 it was rechristened Gateway Counseling Services. In 1985, Gateway Counseling Services moved to the Shoreline Professional Center in Essex.
And now we were able to have after hours, and we were able to have a psychiatrist come and see people, and a psychologist, a regular therapist thing. These were people that hadn't been hospitalized.
The Community Treatment Center remained at St. John's, growing to include vocational services and case management. In 1990, the Gateway Community Treatment Center moved to its own building in Chester. In 2000, Gateway merged with Gilead Community Services.
Oh, it was a perfect match. Both organizations had provided Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, grant-funded services. And so that was another program that fell right in line with that population. So the Essex Clinic, which exists, is able to continue providing services to the underinsured and uninsured, which has been its mission.
A lot of people that come to our Essex Clinic have lived in that community for many, many years, sometimes for generations. They want to explore some thoughts and ideas in a safe setting. Sometimes it is people who have experienced some crisis, sometimes some transitional changes, and then sometimes it is some people who have suffered very quietly over a very long period of time with a mental illness or something within their personality that they know is causing them difficulty or keeping them from reaching their potential.
I try to be independent and try to figure out things for myself. It's hard sometimes, but you need extra help sometimes, and it's good to have somebody to talk to here. The thing about coming here is that you can trust the people that you talk to. The Gateway Chester program has continued to exist
providing case management services, social services, vocational services.
There's a lot of different things that we do on a day-to-day basis. One constant is most days of the week we have club here from 1 to 3, which social rehab counselors work with clients in order to develop social skills through different kinds of activities and programming. We also have every now and then outings where we'll go out into the actual community with our clients and really work on building their skills in the community setting. And there's case management, which occurs all the time while we're open. And case managers do everything from helping coordinate doctor's visits to addressing and assessing medical needs, as well as helping clients understand their symptoms and cope with them better on a daily basis.
I was highly depressed, and I was in the mood to talk or socialize, and it was very depressing because I was all alone and I didn't know if I would ever come out of it.
It's really been amazing to watch a client come from a point where they literally cannot function or cannot think clearly to the point where they can have a full intellectual discussion with you.
The more I came here and the more therapy I got, I slowly came out of my shell. They slowly helped me see that there was light at the end of the tunnel and there was hope. I'm living life.
I think it's terribly important that we are kind of all our brother's keepers. I mean, there, but the grace of God go all of us. I mean, I personally have not had mental health issues in my family, but I could have. A lot of my friends do.
There were some doubters, but then there was a lot of people pulling for me. But the doubters see now I've been out 13 months and I never had any trouble. Because I guess I had the spirit.
Everyone here is a family member or was a family member to someone at some point. So the clients that come to Gateway aren't just individuals living by themselves or, isolated individuals. We're all a network of a greater community.
What I like most about the work that I do is the people I interact with. Doing therapy, I have always said I get as much or more out of it than I give.
I love the fact that we're able to help people. It is our mission. The fact that we are able to provide high-quality community care.
Miracles happen every day, and I'm so glad to be a Gateway. Miracles happen every day, and I'm so glad to be a Gateway. Miracles happen every day, and I'm so glad to be a Gateway.